One last rodeo. Okay, anyway. Um, one last rodeo, anybody? Okay, anyway. Um, so, welcome back to my channel, fellow watchers, or former watchers, or current watchers, or future watchers of Big Sky on ABC. So, let's talk about something I saw, a really fun little article. And what was the name of the article? I'll link it down below if you really care to look at it. But I want to talk about this. This is the kind of stuff that we could never talk about on the show because they fed us so few moments where the characters like really interacted with each other. So we might as well just dive into it now. Okay, so there's this article by this person who's like, Jerrie and Lindor should get together. Now, Lindor, if you don't know who Lindor is, you probably know who Lindor is. I'm the one who doesn't know who Lindor is. Lindor Truffle. He's the new detective whose name I couldn't remember for like 4 out of the 5 episodes that he's been on the show. Every time I talk about him, like, you know, the new detective guy, the state trooper, whatever, highway patrol, whatever his job title is, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so this person wrote a whole article basically shipping Jerrie and Lindor together because they had a couple scenes towards the end. Let me read you a little bit of what they said. If you combine Jerrie with Lindor and take into account lovingly offbeat Lindor and take into account that they are both rather pretty human beings, we've got the makings of a very fun to watch couple. This became incredibly evident to me before they stormed into Scarlett's house, searching for Ronald and his girlfriend. They argued, they whispered, they both brandished guns and crept stealthily. It was awesome. Plus, the way they looked at each other, it was tenderness. She was reading a lot into this like 30-second scene. It was tenderness mixed with a little desire. Ooh. And all amped up by Lindor's glorious mustache. I think his mustache is fine. I think he has a lot of facial hair, so I don't notice his mustache as much. Okay, when I imagine him with like a lot of stuff going on in the lower half of his face. He and Jerrie set off sparks every time they're in a room together. Do they? And it's not like, I was literally complaining because, okay, hold on, I'll get to that in a second. Let me finish off what she says. And yes, she says, yes, I'm aware that Jerrie already has a sort of suitor because she's kind of like toying with getting back with her ex-boyfriend. Remember, they went out to karaoke or something. And B, Lindor may have died when he was shot in the finale. Now, I really am like pretty sure that Jenny is not dead, but I don't really know about Lindor. I don't know. Anything could happen. I mean, out of the two of them, the fact that the two of them got shot, it's a 50-50 chance that they might want to keep one and not the other. So he might die. I think that it's really strong that Jenny will survive. I think it's kind of a 50-50 chance for Lindor. He may or may not survive. But in a show that recently hinted that it might bring back blah, blah, blah. So this person says in the second season, they want to see Jerrie and Lindor get together. I don't know. Like, I'm not against it. I'm not against it, but I really did. I remember I was the first one to complain about Lindor and Cassie, and like, I felt like their argument / flirting squabbly thing was like weird to me. Like, it never really landed, and like, he kind of asked her out in the season finale before getting shot. You know, I don't know, man. I just never, I don't think they do a good job on whatever the chemistry is. And then like, people were saying that they don't even, like, the people who really like Big Sky like that they don't take their time with the show. They don't take their time with the show. They're not character-driven fans. They're plot-driven fans, and they just want the plot to continue to be like crazy and wonky. Like, that's so that's my assessment Like, you can obviously disagree. I'm not like an aggressive person. If you disagree with me, like, go off, do your thing. But anyway, let's look at what the comments said. The comments were fun. So I don't like, so my basic opinion is like, he doesn't have chemistry with Jerrie or Cassie, but think what you want. Like, I don't know. It says, Trista says, and the comments really go click. I'm going to link it down below. Click on the article and go read the comments, add some comments. It's a fun time. Like, people are arguing back and forth. People are arguing over like queer theory. Like, people are arguing over trans theory, you know, like everything. Let's focus. Okay. So Trista says, they have zero romantic chemistry, exclamation. I saw that as a father-daughter role more than romantic role. He's got chemistry with Cassie, not Jerrie. Okay, we agree to disagree. I feel like you can tell that they're trying to build the chemistry. I didn't really feel the chemistry authentically, but you can tell that that's what they're trying to do. So it's like, it's weird that this person is like, no, Jerrie. I think that the article, a lot of what the article says is that they just like Jerrie in general. And I feel like I felt satisfied when they hired Jerrie to the agency, and like being right about that. I felt like that was satisfying to me, but I feel like people who are fans of her just want her to have more stuff going on, and I don't see anything wrong with that. And then this person named Jet Rink says, I like Lindor's scenes with Jerrie, but I saw the chemistry between Lindor and Cassie. Yes, like when he didn't want to trigger. And this is what someone else said. Yes, I like that he didn't want to trigger Jerrie's trauma, but also he was so proud at how she handled Ronald. And this article does not feel authentic. That's what somebody says. And then this person replies, exactly, he's more interested in Cassie. Jerrie may feel something for Lindor, but Lindor seems to have a thing for Cassie. I sense a love triangle coming on. And then Kathy says, I think it's more like a big brother, little sister, especially after he confided about his little sister disappearing and the guilt he felt. Maybe not father-daughter, but definitely not sexual. Yeah, I think that that's part of it. I think that he was trying to be protective. He's like, be careful. This job, if you don't choose it, it'll choose you. And still, what the F does that even mean? I mean, okay, moving on. Let's move on to the next comment. Hold on, where were we? Trigger Jerrie drama. Okay. The truth speaker says, this is where we start getting into the queer and trans theory. Y'all in the comments talking about he's straight. Because people were arguing in the comments, he's straight, he won't want to date Jerrie. Jerrie has a wiener, you know, like, Jerrie... It's so awkward to discuss someone's genitals. It's so bizarre and awkward. Okay. But anyway, so people were saying that. So anyway, it says, y'all in the comments, the truth speaker, this is what their commenting name is, the truth speaker. Y'all in the comments talk about he's straight, as if straight men aren't primarily the ones dating trans women. The ones are attracted to men anyway. Gay guys usually don't. They're attracted to men, not male genitals. A person who looks, acts, and lives as a woman but has a penis is not going to be a good match for someone who dates men. And LOL at the one guy who says sexuality overrides political correctness. It certainly does. Straight men overlook trans women's genitals all the time because they are attracted to the woman they're attached to. And then Joseph replies, hi Joseph, all of this, 100%. And then Matt says, any guy who is attracted to a woman with a penis isn't straight. Probably not gay, but probably not straight. Straight men do not overlook trans women's genitals all the time. Get real. Some people are straight, some people are gay, and some people are something else in the wide spectrum in between. And that's all fine, as it should be. But let's not act like those men who are straight. Okay. So we're getting into, like I said, we're getting into like the theory of gender and what defines gender. So I think that culturally, we tie gender and biological sex very tightly together, whether you agree with that or like that or not. And I don't think that if someone identifies as straight and likes a trans woman, that I have the right to negate what they feel their sexuality is. But I do think that it's more likely that a lot of like super straight people are reticent and do care about genitals. And I think that you could say it's unfortunate, but I think people care about it more than we like to admit. I think that people do care about it. And I think like people care about, and let me clear, like, let's put it into context of the whole dating scene. People care about much more shallow stuff than genitals. Like, people care about like guys won't even, like, I won't even date a girl my age. I want to date someone 21. You know, like, so why would, you see what I'm saying? But then I think that the problem is that a lot of people who are trans are like, okay, but like, why y'all straight men keep coming to talk to me if you're so supposedly not into trans people or whatever? Like, so it's kind of like that whole back and forth. It's like the lived experience of trans people is that like they don't date gay men. They date men who will date them and not publicly admit that they're attracted to trans women. And so that's like the tug back and forth. And I think that those group of people who won't admit their attraction, or, you know, I think that those people are kind of, to me, not necessarily representative of a lot of people who are biased and do care about genitals. Like, so I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to like negate anyone's, I don't know. I'm not trying to like, I don't know. Y'all, I feel like y'all get my like meaning on that, because I'm trying to be supportive. Okay. And then Rosie says a lot of people are equating this to the sister thing. Jerrie is more representative of the sister he lost, and it comes off like a father-daughter relationship to me. That's the pill that's hard to swallow, nothing else. I wonder if they will give time for romance when it completely lacked this season. Exactly. They don't even give time for the characters to have all this back and forth and all this stuff. But I get where people are coming from this. Didn't we decide in the last season of The Bachelorette that smoke show needs to leave our vernacular? Okay, she says smoke show in the article, sorry. Okay, and then Mark, I think, takes it a step further, and he says, it's a little creepy that what was clearly a parent-daughter type relationship came off as romantic to the author. You may need to examine your Electra complex. Oh my gosh, if you don't know, Electra is the opposite of Oedipus Rex, who dated her father or married her father back in the day. I really enjoy the relationship between these two characters, but I don't think of it as romantic, just warm mentor type relationship. If anything, I don't think it developed her character because she didn't have a supportive father. Oh, he says, I think it helps develop her character because she didn't have a supportive father. Now she has someone to serve as a mentor on her journey. That's true. She was kind of like low-key abandoned by her family. People are saying the sister. Oh, that's the last comment. Okay, so that's my whole view on it. Like, I think that people do have a point. I don't think they spend a lot of time developing a lot about the characters. My personal opinion. I do think that it would be great for Jerrie to have a relationship, whether it's with Lindor or with anyone else. I think it would be interesting to see a love triangle. If they see, and this is where I'm wishy-washy, if they tease that in the trailer, I'd be like, I might come back to look at a little love triangle between Lindor Truffles and the other two girls. I don't know. We'll see.